vote on whether there is public access to the meeting through adequate alternative means. Discussion and or vote on FY 2021 comment and adjournment. I also wanted to read, in accordance with Governor Raimoto's executive order, the public can participate in this meeting remotely, but not in person, by calling 312-626-6799 or 646-558-8656 with meeting ID 472-742-354, or join at https://zoom.us/j/4727-42354. For additional details, please see events calendar on district website. Okay. Mr. Adams, so I do not need a vote, correct?
As it's agendaed, it's called to order, and then there will be votes on whether the meeting is for an essential purpose. But I think in accordance with what Mr. Demotica said at the beginning of of our open meeting, which then went into exec, it would be good for the members who are part of this committee to announce themselves so that the public knows who's here, and even any other members who may from time to time want to chime in if other members are present. So I know you're here, Mr. Salvatore, but the other members of the committee could announce themselves who are members of the subcommittee, and then any other members of the school committee at large.
Excellent. Let me start off, Mr. Adams, as a roll call. So obviously we got myself. Paul Demotica, are you there?
I'm present.
Jennifer Bernardo? Jennifer Bernardo? Nothing. Alex Prignano?
Yeah, I'm here.
Prignano?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, gotcha. Dennis Collins?
I'm here.
Mark Fiorillo?
Here.
Heidi Waters?
Here.
Karen Friedman?
Here.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Bob
Mr.
Mitchell?
Mr. Salvatore, Mrs. Bernardo says she's having mic issues.
Okay, but she's here.
Let's see which one she is.
All right. Bob Mitchell, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Did I forget anyone? Please state.
Katie Duncanson, I'm here.
Okay, Katie, thank you.
And Mike Chandler.
Tony
And Mike
DeMona, I'm
Chandler.
here.
Tony D.
What's going on, Ray?
Rachel Santa's here too.
Rachel, Dr. Santa. Hello,
Hi.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Did I forget?
Counselor Kinch is on as well.
Counselor Kinch, welcome. Okay. Mrs. Bernardo, are you able to communicate?
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yes.
we have you. Excellent.
All right.
All right, next item on the agenda. Well, I want to say thank you to everyone for taking the time with this current situation in joining this meeting. Next item on the agenda, discussion and or vote on fiscal year 2021 superintendent's budget.
Mr.
Mitchell,
Salvatore,
please.
Mr. Salvatore, the first item on the agenda is a vote on whether the meeting is for an essential purpose.
I apologize, Mr. Adams.
That's
Thank
okay.
you.
So the members who are members of the subcommittee need to vote on that. This is a
Okay.
belt and suspenders by me. The
Okay.
governor's order does not require it, but I think it's a good idea. And given what's on the agenda and the timeline for getting a budget to the town council,
Okay.
I can't imagine that this is not an essential meeting,
Right.
but I'm not a voting member of the committee,
All
obviously.
right, so next item on the agenda, vote on whether this meeting is for an essential purchase.
Paul
Purpose.
Demotica make that motion.
Seconded
Motion by Paul DeMonica, second by
by Jennifer Bernardo.
Mrs. Bernardo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? It passes 3-0. Vote, next item on the agenda, vote on whether there's a alternative means. Mr. Chandler, do we meet the qualification for adequate and alternative means on this public meeting?
Based on discussions, I would say yes. And it is also being streamed on our regular YouTube channel.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Pleasure of the Fiscal Committee.
Make a motion to approve.
Mr. DeMonica makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second by Jennifer Bernardo.
Second by Mrs. Bernardo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Ayes have it, 3-0. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, discussion and a vote on fiscal year 2021 superintendent's budget. Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening again, everybody. Before I make a few brief remarks about the budget, I just want you all to know, and I know that the mayor sent out something. I don't know if he sent it out to everybody, but the mayor and I had a conversation yesterday, and given the current situation with the coronavirus and its impact on all of the work that's being done, and more importantly, the impact that is being put on the revenue that is normally generated, both at the state level and, you know, the level at the town. The mayor understands that, you know, we might need to adjust the timeline, because I believe that he is essentially feeling that, you know, he may need to do that with the town as well. I think there are so many questions about, you know, how we're going to be impacted in so many ways that we're going to need to do that. So I just wanted you all to know that I had a conversation, and the mayor understands that we may need to adjust the timeline to get a better feel for where we are financially as a school department. And I know he's going through the same thing at the town. And certainly anyone who saw the governor's press conference today, the state is going through the same thing. And I'm sure every state in America is going through the same thing. So with that, so as a result, I think the most important thing that I need to state right up front is that the budget that we discussed on March 5th, where we talked about the budget shortfall that we were anticipating and all of the reasons why, the budget that I presented at that time included a 4% increase from the town, which you all know is $1.8 million. So we discussed the budget and the cuts that would have to be made if we were to get 1.8 million from the town. So at this time, we don't know how much we're going to get from the town, and again, we may not know for a while how much we're going to get from the town. So I think we need to be prepared, and we have started to have conversations about additional cuts that we would make or, you know, have to make if we don't get 1.8 million. So anything less than that is going to result in additional cuts. So we have started those conversations, and to suggest that any more cuts would decimate us even more than we will be with the $4.77 million shortfall that we are expecting. I think any conversation about that at this particular point in time is premature. The thing that I want the committee to know is we have already started having, you know, those conversations, and I think it would be prudent for us to wait until we get a better feel for how much we're going to get from the town before we start to really create additional concern by making additional cuts. I mean, are you all in agreement with that? Does that make sense?
Mr. Salvatore,
Mr. DeMonica?
I believe it makes sense that we wait until we formulate the plan that the superintendent will present to the school committee. And then we can have additional public hearings in regards to that, suggestions they proposes. But I believe we should wait until the mayor and the town council have made that decision in regards to what they think the budget request from the town will be. I did get a copy of the email that superintendent got from the mayor in regards to delaying items in regards to the budget, considering how the state is. I did alert the mayor in a reply email to him that we are willing to work with the town in regards to that, but that he had to be notified, that unless the governor issues a new executive order in regards to layoffs, that the school department still was bound by the legislature. And then we had a deadline of June 1st to notify any employee that would be losing their job based on budgetary reasons. So I did make the mayor aware of that. He has not issued an executive order yet in regards to the budget timeline, which he was talking with the solicitor about, because he felt the charter and the state law allows him to do that, so which is good. But he is aware of our June 1st deadline. So we would have to meet sometime in May, all said and done, at least allow at least one, if not two public meetings for the public in regards to the superintendent's recommendations for cuts if we don't get that number from the mayor. And I would hate to have a bloodbath like we did last year, and laying off all those people that we did, and just have to lay off the people that we need to. So I'm hoping the mayor can have that number to us by mid-May, so that we could make a decision on how we want to proceed going forward. I would hate to lay off people on June 1st and have them all scrambling, looking for jobs and call them back again and so forth. So the mayor is aware of June 1st deadline. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeMonica. Very good overview. So at this point,
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah, just to emphasize, and again, please, forgive me, I don't want to beat this thing to death, but I think, I think emotions are, sort of frayed at right now. I think there's, people are fearful about what the future holds. I think people are concerned about, generating income, paying their bills, getting sick. And I just, the thought of, adding to that by, considering that we may need to make, some layoffs in order to balance the budget. I just don't know that this is the time to do it. So I hope you all know that's a part of our thinking here. This is a difficult enough time, and to have people worrying, regardless of, whether it comes to fruition or not, but having people worried also about whether or not they're going to have a job, I think just, is really piling it on. So I just wanted to make that statement, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. DeMonica.
I have a question for the business manager.
Yes.
Part of the budget submission a few weeks ago or a week ago, where I wasn't able to attend, we talked about leasing Chromebooks. And I just want to make sure that we can proceed going out to bid, designing the specs with the IT department. So if we do go that route where we have to lease some of the Chromebooks, instead of outright purchasing them, that we're ready to go, considering everyone in the state right now is buying Chromebooks. You know what I'm saying? So could we make sure that happens?
Yeah, I don't think we'd have to, oh, we're coming into a view here, some of us.
Right.
I don't think there's any issue with getting Chromebooks right now. I don't know if that's changed, Mike. I don't know if Mike can hear me.
Mr. Chandler?
He may have muted.
So
himself.
yesterday, I had a conversation with a couple of our suppliers to see where they are with them. They don't have any stock right now. They're anticipating by the end of April, they should start receiving some stock, because everything from where the vendors get the supplies from has been delayed.
Right. So I would just want to make sure that if the proposal is to lease them, that we at least go out to bid and, do what we need to do. And then if we place the order, because the order would be for, I guess we would want them like August 1st, so Mr. Chairman could get them ready. So, we just don't delay, and we get that out to bid anyways. And we go, and we understand there'll be a delay, but there'll be a delay for everyone. So the sooner, if we go that route, we can get it out to bid. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeMonica. So, Mr. DeMonica, Mr. Mitchell, I apologize, Mr. Mitchell, your recommendation right now is for us to table the vote on the fiscal year 2021 superintendent's budget?
Yes, it is, Mr. Chairman.
Pleasure of the committee.
Motion
Go ahead, Jen.
motion to delay the discussion of the budget.
Mrs. Bernardo makes a motion to table the approval of the 2021 superintendent's budget. Do I have a second?
Second for discussion.
Second for discussion, Mr. DeMonica.
I would just want to make sure that once the superintendent is ready for his recommendation, that we have at least 2 public meetings before we submit the budget to the mayor's office, so that the public can weigh in regards to our decisions.
Sounds great. I made a note of this on the meetings too, Mr. DeMonica.
Thank you.
So I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, 3-0. Next item
Mr.
on the
Salvatore?
agenda- Yes, Mr. Adams.
I just would, it's rare for me to make a comment, but I guess my comment would be, I followed the discussion quite closely, and, what Mr. Mitchell shared is like everything else in this environment, and that is things are changing fast. And obviously, when this meeting was noticed, we did so, at least based on the discussions that I had with Mr. Mitchell and the chair, the concept, and I just want to make sure that the minutes reflect the fact that, we're thinking we have our job to do, and this is something we need to get done. The budget needs to get to the town. And so be given the evolving nature of this of our world right now, I think that it would be good if assuming the members on this committee agree with my little soliloquy here, that it's noted in the minutes that our intent was to have a vote on something that was time required. And given the changing nature of this pandemic, things just, change moment to moment.
Making
That's it.
that a note right now in the minutes. Okay, thank you.
That's Louis.
Mr. Adams previously noted the mayor is planning on issuing some type of an order allowing for the extension of time for the budget. So I would defer, not defer, but we can ask the mayor's office to send the school department something in writing so that we, can continue to follow the process. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. DeMonica. Okay, so I have a motion, I have a second, approved. Next item on the agenda, public comment. Anyone, public comment?
Mr. Chandler, do we still have people in public comment?
That's what I'm looking through now to see if I have anybody that's muted. I got one phone number. I have two people that are on here, but they are, let's see.
This is Nicole. I don't have public comment.
All
Okay.
right, thank
Councilor Kinch, I'm all set too, other than I would congratulate Mr. Mitchell for the kickoff of the distance learning today. Nice job, I hear.
Agreed.
Thank you, Counselor. And Mr.
Thank you.
Damana is on, is also in this Zoom meeting. He and his team did an outstanding job, and Dr. Santa was also actively involved. There were a lot of people involved, and and Katie, it's just, it's, I know I'm leaving off a lot of people, but all of the administrators have been working really hard to make this a reality. It's been, I think, things come up that we never anticipated since we're breaking new ground here, but everybody has really come together and is working hard. And we have multiple Google meetings every day. So, and we're meeting as frequently as we need to answer anything, any questions that might come up. So I can't say enough about how hard everyone, every single person, administrators and certified staff, non-certified staff, everybody's really coming together here, and everybody wants to do what they can to continue the good learning that's happening in the district. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Right, Mr. Chairman,
Mr. DeMonica.
I did say to every member on earlier that I think Cumberland is going to show the state how it gets done with this digital learning. And that's a testament to everyone that works for the school district, that we have the best team in this state that's going to make it work. And I have not heard today of many complaints whatsoever. I watched my wife have digital classroom on today and students interacting with her on video, and most of the members here mentioned how well things were going with their children as well. So I think we're going to show the state how it gets done. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeMonica. Any further public comment?
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. DeMonica makes a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bernardo. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes against? Hearing none. We adjourn 3-0. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. You're muted.
Hang on,
Hey,
Bob.
yes, sir.
Did we ever, are we done for the night?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're done.
I don't believe we ever adjourned the special meeting.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we'll worry about it another time, I guess. I'll let Paul know.
All right, buddy. See you
Thanks,
later.
Bob.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Mark. Bye.